Kodak moment.
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
It's a Kodak.
It's a Fuji moment.
Fuji moment?
Yeah.
Not a Kodak?
Kodak, Fuji, it's all film. Am I waiting?
You can go.
Really?
You're doing a good job, Jay.
Wow, look at that rabbi fly.
These are so beautiful.
Look at him again.
Look at them again. Oh, look at the mosses. Aren't these beautiful? Woo. Oh, it's great.
That is so nice. Hello. Mommy.
Hey guys, why is this do this?
1 foot.
Participating?
Only 1 foot, okay?
Only 1 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then go.
Alright.
1, 2, 3, go.
Time to go down, everybody. Let's not fall out.
We also have a winner for who kept their foot in shortest. That was Rhea, I think.
Just turn from freezing to
David, keep it in if you're going to keep it in.
It's horrible.
Clearly the rabbi has got on his
Nice as well.
This is so great. You're rapidly approaching 1 minute. Who still has their feet in? Raise your hand.
I don't see my left body.
Raise your hand if you still have your foot in.
I can't take this.
I'm having an ethical dilemma.
And what might that be?
You know, should I lose?
No. But I have to say you look too comfortable.
I know, I am. Right, that's why
I wouldn't bet that you're going to win.
yeah, okay. Oh, now you just smacked me up.
She looks too relaxed.
How you doing?
Really in front, I think. Really in front.
We may have to come back this afternoon and think we got What's the purple, the pink flower? Pink flower called?
Oh, I think, okay.
Rabbi, could you fall? Rabbi, could you fall in the water and make a great shot?
Okay.
A video moment. A video moment. You will apply. 5.
I don't mean to sound unsupportive, but I'd give it up.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah! Don't slip. Don't slip, Jesse.
Threshold and 2 sockets if they're preserved.
Are we doing a group picture?
I read.
I was going to see whether I could
We're at one of the most important places in the whole site. Says somewhere in there may there be truth and justice, and all the rabbis and the rabbinical students can correct me, truth and justice within your gates. What a blessing, right? Truth and justice within your gates. Yesterday I was watching television for a little while, and they were interviewing somebody, and the guy was not, Mr. Educated person or anything, but he had just finished, he had just stopped smoking, and the person interviewing him said, "I understand you've become a real teacher of non-smoking." He said, "Yes, I've become a teacher within the gates." It's on the tip of everybody's tongue here are these biblical things, although sometimes we don't even know what they mean. So the gate of the city was the most complicated part of the city because people were going in and out of it all the time, so they had to make sure that it was very well protected. In this little picture here is an example of the way a gate of the city would look. Look here, Rhea. Look, oops, thank you. They'd ride in, and they'd go, there's the first part of the gate. I hope everybody who's interested can see this. So I'm showing it to the kids, right? Show them the first part of the gate where people used to go in, right? And then, once you got in there, you see, show them where all the little people are. Even though they went through the first gate, because they had to protect that entranceway in case sometime enemies would come in. So the gate was a whole really big thing, and when we go into the city, we're going to see all different rules. Say, let there be peace and justice, or whatever I said, truth and justice within your gates, because the gate of the city is where the judgments were made. There's an expression that says you have to see justice, right, for it to be done, isn't there? Justice has to be seen to be done. And the way that judgments could be made, where everybody would see them, was everybody going by would come right by this place where you're sitting, and right where the rabbi's sitting is where the ancient judge used to sit. Look at this picture here. Okay, there goes whatever I wanted to show you next. Anyhow, look and see all these people, little people in the drawing here? These people are sitting right where the rabbi is sitting in ancient times. And this is where all the decisions would be made. Now, I told David he's sitting in the very best place in the gate for me to explain what happens next, what I wanted to do the city.
And there's David.
Right where and David is sitting, our David is sitting right where, not in this city, but in another place in Jerusalem, right where King David sat in a very famous story in the Bible that I'm not going to read you, but I'm going to tell you about, where one of David's sons, a man named Absalom, had revolted against him, started a war against him, caused him...
Maybe a timer. Go down like this.
Put it all the way down to the bottom, probably.
Well,
Okay.
Run,
Well, that's where you go.
Is that our camera?
You just
Shrunk.
I think it's yours.
In 1967, that was a Syrian fortification. That's how close the border was. Now, the Israeli army said Syrians had started to really fire and make a fortification. When they dug in to do their trenches and their stuff, what did they find? They find 3,000 years of Bible history. So
There you are. Oops, sorry.
Everything they had was very, very simple, except the idea of the one God. That was their major thing, major advance there. Anyhow, they came in and they looked around up the land for them, and the tribe of Dan, that I told you was up here, they first got a different place altogether. They went and line it with stones, and you put all your stuff in there, and you live in a tent. Look and see if you can see something dug in the ground and lined with stones. A hole in the ground that's lined with stones. They found buildings, but they ruined them when they were conquering the city, maybe. And they weren't yet into building with their own style, so they set up their tents and their lean-tos, and they dug a hole right down in
Like suddenly getting my
They come back the following week for several That's what the archaeologist tells the story that they were up here starting to dig, and what they found here is one of the most interesting things to show you all together. Cows are? There's a village over there, a town, you see? The town is called, behind it, the town is called Rajar. And they look out there, they see a delegation of people coming from the direction of Rajar with a white flag. When they get within shouting distance, the people with the white flag say, "We surrender! We surrender!" Rajar, as far as anybody in Israel knew, was the
their separate sleep. The child has a separate sleep.
Cassie has her own room, and Rick built a lot.
The Israelis believe them because they give the land up.
Or at least that's what the story says. Now that was at the first signing of the peace treaty.
That was destroyed, or
I see, but it isn't that old.
no.
Well, it might have been old and then destroyed.
Look at the thickness of the walls.
Yeah.
It's not old.
Well, it is old, but people fighting.
This place, like the
So you can
other
see the paint on the inside of the walls, Sam, where people lived.
It was a civilian village.
Why?
Connection between Israel and the Jewish and the people here, Muslim people. In 1956, Israel army came here, taking people from here and another place like this, from Colonized, taking to the other side, Syria, and making this place a base.
Ah. Starting in 1956.
Yeah.
67,
we take the place. 67 wall.
This was the Syrian army.
So that's why we don't see any things inside the ruins.
Yeah.
Civilian until Syrian.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. Don't these look like hands?
תודה רבה.
You go like that again, honey.
Okay.
Ken.
Thank you.
Your education.
You know, when we first bought our house, and we have a pretty big fireplace, it's got a pretty large mantle. I needed something on it, and it was just torture going any place because you're always sort of looking for something that you couldn't afford, or something you like, or unlikely of places in heaven. So, but it's like I could enjoy myself there.
My friend will say, she had just been in the house about 7 years. She's my dad.
Chief.
What is this? There's a flag here, a blue and white flag. I don't know.
little bit about here, about the life former 67, and the way Israel did capture this area during the Six-Day War. Right now we're standing on a small hill called Tel Aziziyat. This is the name of an old Syrian bunker. It was built here during the 60s. Actually, I'll talk about the bunker a little later on, but it was built here during the 60s. To understand where we're standing right now, we're standing on what's called on the west hills of the Golan Heights. We call this the West Hills because about 2 to 3 miles behind us is the top of the Golan. And from the point at the top of the Golan, it basically becomes like a plateau, like a table, all the way into Damascus, about 35 miles away from where we're standing right now. And the great story is, during the 4th day, before the war started on top of the Golan, Israel from these areas started to take troops during the daytime, places they used to hide from behind the trees, the different Israeli bunkers down below. And during the daytime, they started to drive down south towards the area of Tiberias. The Syrians didn't understand what was going on, and at the same time when they saw the Israelis maneuvering down towards the area of Tiberias, they started to take very big troops of their own, also from the north part of the Golan, down to the south. This day was over. It came by Israel stopped a lot of troops in the area of Tiberias. They turned on the lights, the trucks, at that time, we're totally convinced that any minute the Israelis are going to attack from the area of Tiberias. And they said not only we're going to attack from Tiberias, they were fighting in Jordan. They said also we might come to Jordan. Israel started to
Are you filming?
Yes.
Oh my. What should I do when they go back?
This is fun.
Hi, Jay.
Yay, yay.
Jay.
Jay.
Can I see through that?
Hi.
Can't see everybody.
Orange.
I'm just taking some.
Here we are at the Leo Beck Synagogue in Haifa.
Taking pieces. We're still in a movie, that's right. Yeah, peas, peas, peas for a chocolate. See, this is what a pea looks like. It's free. This is a pea.
These are the Hyde Gardens.
Pretty dresses, right? Pretty things.
That's it. Just into the temple.
We saw like Miss Plantation or something of the South.
This is my dad. Looks like a dad. Still the Hyde Gardens. Tree.
Beautiful. There's a walk. Baha'i Gardens. All the people.
It is allergy.
We walk a half a park from the Baha'i Gardens.
Have you been inside
Akko. Fortress of Akko.
The story that I told you back in the front, or front and the back, however, had to do with the first attempt to dig out of here. I told you, think about the Great Escape. Remember, I told you them digging down into the building, and I told you that that was mission impossible, doomed to failure. The reason why it was, they dug down about 15 feet. They dug down successfully. Had they come into the middle of the rubble here, they might have even, who knows, they might have. But instead, there was a point where later they realized they hit the center of one of these columns. We're talking about the underground fighters who were trying to escape. And then it's solid, so they couldn't get. So
this is Crusader.
Right, so this is Crusader. So they got as far as that. That's already pretty much, you remember, the height of the British fortress. So after the dust cleared, after the state was founded, this was one of the first big archaeological digs done by the state of Israel to really dig out these Knights' Halls according to that ancient map that I told you about. By the way, the map itself, it's carved, I think. The map is carved in stone, I think it is. It's presented to Pope Paul VI by the state of Israel when he came to visit in Israel in 1964. So that's in the Vatican. We thought he might have some interest in it. And that's, by the way, that's why the Europeans find Akko so fascinating, because it's a little...
Tunnel to the sea from the Crusader ruins.
What? He was singing songs or whistling.
Camera time.
Oh, my head.
What have you felt?
So when the guy talked about it, he was at, and they were saying, especially.
She scares me that there won't be another place to go. I know, but that wasn't
Yeah, that was.
I didn't think so. Intrusion at all. That's pretty hard to do. Okay, we're going to head out the opposite door there and go to walk on the floor.
For sure that we actually hear about more and more.
Keep it cold now.
Did you see that?
Insulation.
Okay, kids, we're moving on.
Sam? Sam, your hat.
Their hat, yeah.
You know what? Try not to get it. No, I'll take it. You're not gonna hold it. What are you breaking his neck? Right up over there? That garden in the back of the what? Grapes growing?
No?
I'd rather go. This is a very Jewish thing to do.
That was our group. Oh, yeah. It's me, pretty girl. They're going.
I don't think that was a very smart idea. I'm just.
Separate the family up.
It's like being in a trolley car.
Well, I realize now I don't know.
So that's okay.
Stop it!
You know what?
Be afraid of it, you have a good time.
Oh,
this is lovely. Look at the rocks. Huge. The water is getting in.
Oh, look at this plastic table.
This is my favorite thing. When we get down there. That's an interesting bird. It's nice to have a hand.
If he was as worried as you think he might have been, he might have gone.
David wouldn't do that.
Sorry. They didn't know we're here.
There's Jim.
David won't try it.
There he is.
Oh, he is. He'll be terrified when we get in.
Come here.